Welcome to our Vault Shorts. These are shorter episodes highlighting programs and resources here in our Billings community. And today we're learning about one of my favorites that I mentioned throughout most of our episodes, BOIB, Better Off in Billings.
The following is a Big Sky Economic Development production.
It's Marce B.
And KaVo.
And this is The Vault at 201 North Broadway.
A business podcast.
Where we bring you entrepreneurs, small business owners, and community leaders of Montana.
To share their stories, expertise, industry insights, and strategies.
And we are sharing them all with you every single week.
You don't want to miss this.
Learn how to better start, manage, and grow your business.
And your leadership style.
Tangible takeaways to save you time and improve whatever it is that you're working on.
You're listening to The Vault.
Thank you to the Small Business Development Center for sponsoring The Vault at 201 North Broadway. The Small Business Development Center offers free personalized support from business plans to financial projections and beyond, empowering small businesses to thrive. Reach out to us at bigsky.economicdevelopment.org. So, Marcel, what is Better Off in Billings?
Yeah, that's a great question. So Better Off in Billings is a brand of Big Sky Economic Development. It falls within our workforce development program, so Billings Works. It was created under Billings Works as we saw more of a need to do talent attraction and retention and really leaning into that space like other economic development companies are doing across the nation. So it was a brand that was created just originally as a campaign in 2016 as a social media. They created an account and then we just did a campaign and rallied some community members, got great quotes, videos, things like that. So it really started at a grassroots level of a community brand that we just happen to oversee and manage.
Well, I love it, and I have a lot of BOIB t-shirts, and people
You
are
do?
always like, what does BOIB mean? And I go, well, Better Off in Billings. I always have to remember, don't wear those shirts to events outside of Billings.
No, you should. So then it's like a conversation starter.
I know, but sometimes I'm going for like supporting other communities. But so you've talked to us about what it is, why it was created, but how does one engage with Better Off in Billings?
Yeah, so I think there's a couple different ways, and since 2016, it's really evolved into more than just a campaign and more than just like an Instagram and Facebook account. We've really built it out to be there's space for you here. There's space for you to be here, there's space for you to grow here, and there's space for you to play here. So social media is a great way, I think, to first get connected with the brand. It's Better Off in Billings. So it's showcasing if you're a resident and you live in Billings, or maybe you're looking to move to Billings, I think it's a really good snapshot of some of the cool things that are going on in the community and highlighting local businesses, highlighting events, highlighting areas of town that are here within our community. But we really took that to the next level last April when we're sitting there thinking like, hey, it's just at the time it was just a page on the Billings Works site. And it wasn't getting the traction that we wanted, and it just wasn't really filling that need for our business community as they were attracting and looking for other tools to attract and retain their current talent. So with that said, we looked at that and we're like, how can we be more helpful to our employers? Especially, we had some cool things in the works right before COVID, and then COVID hit, and we just, obviously, no one's going anywhere.
You had a huge event, right?
We had an event, and then we launched our Better Off in Billings ambassadors.
Yes.
And then COVID hit, so it really put a pause on those efforts, and so we really geared back up in 22 and then developed something out for 2023, and that was betteroffinbillings.org. And we really built this site. Billings is Montana's city, and I think we don't always lean into that as much as we should as residents and just people within Montana. And it's unique, but Montana as a state is really unique, comparable to other states across the nation. And so's Billings. Billings is unique, and I think on this site, we get to really show what it is to be Montana's city. So as I said, there's space for you to be here, there's space for you to grow here, and there's space for you to play here. So in that B section on the website, in April, we launched the website to really be a tool for newcomers, residents, and then on the back end for employers. So employers can use this site.
This is so cool.
Yeah, so employers can I'm really excited about it. So I'm like, oh, where do I want to start? But
Marcel's smiling with excitement and passion right now, and y'all can't see it, but I get to see it, and it's great.
So let's talk a little bit, if it's okay, about the B, grow, play on the front end. So under B, there's space for you to be here, affordability-wise. We have an easy commute. And I think on this section, we just wanted to highlight our neighborhoods, for example. Like, when you're newer to Billings or looking to move to Billings, you're maybe here for an interview, you're like, when people are referencing downtown, Heights, Midtown, West End, all of those things, what are people talking about? So we list some of those things.
That is one of the hardest things is like, oh, you're coming here for a job, and then you have to move here pretty fast. And
right.
So it's like, you don't get to know the lay of the land. You don't know, like, oh, here's the good schools, or this is a really close walking distance to a great dog park. Like, you don't get to know those things. So being able to have a resource that can help you through that is so impactful.
And one of our friends at DCI, and they do a lot of consulting with EDOs and tourism entities on visitor attraction, talent attraction. And one thing that came out of their talent wars study in June of 2023 was that communities should really have that one-stop site. So it was really exciting to hear that, because we had already built that and launched it in April of 2023. So under the B, it's like, if you're looking for a place to live, looking to learn more about the areas of town, wanting to glance at our education too. I think whether you're maybe looking to come to college or you are moving your family and knowing what those options are, healthcare as well. I think those big things that people are looking for when they're moving or relocating, like, where am I going to have my teeth cleaned?
Super important.
What healthcare facilities do they have? Things like that. And then at the bottom, so one of my favorite things on the B part is, and then on the home page is, there's a mover's guide. So if you really are moving, or you're a business in Billings and you're working with someone who's relocating to Billings, we have this great mover's guide that is a PDF and or printed version, and it has some of these things in it. It talks about the neighborhoods, like, who are your utilities, where do you get some of the, like, it's primarily Spectrum, or and there's a couple others, but MDU, Northwestern Energy, like, who's providing your utilities, things like that.
Who do I need to call to set up services so when I move in, I'm not just sitting there?
Exactly. So we want to make that really easy for newcomers in the community. So we created that mover's guide. The next section is, there's space for you to grow. And that's like professionally. I think you and I have spoken about this on other episodes, but just all of the great career growth opportunities within the community. You can grow quickly as you want. You can get as involved as you want. And so this is an area of the page that I really like, because it lists Big Sky's resources. So whether you're looking to start or grow your business, we have things like that. But it also lists some of our partners, like Montana Job Service, the Billings Chamber Job Board, Montana Works, the DEI efforts that the Chamber's doing in conjunction with some other partners, also networking organizations too, like some of those top ones, so that when people are looking like, what is that going to look like? How do I get involved? I'm new to the community.
And we've talked about it before. Like, it is hard to make friends as an adult. Like, back in the day, you could just walk up to a kid on the playground and be like, you'll be my friend now. And you can't really do that anymore. And so having a great option to really look through and go, okay, well, where do I want to start? How can I start making friends, getting out in the community, knowing the community a bit better? That's super important.
Yeah, no, I think that's all great. And we've talked about that. And then the last section is play. So this is a section where we really get to highlight our partners. So Visit Billings, Downtown Billings, and some of the other cultural organizations, Alberta Bear, Nova, Billings Studio Theater, Zoo Montana, Art House, Babcock, all of these fun like cultural amenities that we have on this play section, because we know that you want to love where you live and you want to be able to play and do fun things outside of work. So those are the categories we've broken the site into. There's a few other fun things on the site that people can access. And what that is it's what's your first night to do in Billings. So maybe you have someone in town interviewing and their significant other came with them, and they're looking for some stuff to do in town as they explore. They can download this guide. And of course, we can't list everything in the community, but I'll get to our solution to that. But the Movers Guide, or the what to do on your first night in Billings guide, just gives some suggestions of things to do throughout the day if you're in town, and then the nightlife a little bit too.
Which kind of takes the guesswork of going, I need
to do.
Yeah, what is there to do? It kind of just outlines it. You're like, I'll check out these different things. This is what the community has said are good things to see. And then also, it's exciting, but also can be stressful, is finding places to eat. So
right. And I think what's really cool about this, and what we know about working closely with Visit Billings, for example, it's local people writing this content. Mm-hmm. So it's like we're giving you our best recommendations.
Yeah, you're getting insight.
Yeah, like it's not just, the chains or things like that. Not that they don't have their place, but it's like locals' recommendations for you. So I think that's cool. Some other really cool things on this site. So I talked about we can't be a list for everybody, right? Like then you're going to have, it's just going to be a side of scroll.
Yes.
So we have this really cool section called Local Insights, I believe. Oh, wait. Yeah. Word on the street is actually what it is. So a couple of things. There's stories from locals. So we have some really cool videos on this site that are local people talking about what's it like to have a career here? What are fun things to do here in the community? And then because healthcare is such a big driver for our economy, we have one talking about hearing from healthcare professionals within our community. But the word on the street are blogs from local people, residents, our ambassadors, some of our team writing recommendations or things that they really like. So, we have one ambassador who we've had on, Ryan Kramer, who's a foodie. And so he's written a lot of food blogs because he loves just going, that's like a side thing for him. He loves going out, eating, and experiencing different cuisines and writing about it.
Yeah.
And so that's a really fun way to highlight content in that capacity. And then I think one of my favorite parts on that main part of the website is Ask a Local, which is our Better Off in Billings ambassadors.
That's awesome.
And I think that the ambassadors are unique for two reasons. So one, if you're looking, like I said, if you're new to town or you're coming to interview, you can reach out to these people and they'll give you recommendations.
They'll go to coffee with you.
They'll go to coffee. Or if you're like, hey, I'm like super serious about moving here, I want to find a house. We have local realtors on this site that can help you do that. Or maybe you're newer or you're just a current resident and you're like, hey, what are some fun things to do with my dog? Summer, our unofficial official dog of Billings, she'll give you her recommendations. And Summer is a yellow lab. She's so cute on what to do. And I think from an organization's perspective, if you're recruiting a lot of talent external from Billings, so that can mean from across the state or outside of our market, outside of our state, you can connect with these ambassadors and use them as a helpful tool within your talent recruitment. So of course, you might have internal organizational ambassadors that maybe take the interviewee candidate on a drive about the city. But I think it hits differently when it's someone outside of the organization that's giving you real time, like real feedback, because of course all of those people in the organization want you to work there.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
But
yes.
like, how are you getting more of that?
What is the community saying?
Yeah. And so these people can help do that and be that, they can be helpful to you. I think in your talent recruitment, they can come and speak to your orientation groups. If you have like students that are doing residencies here, maybe in the nursing programs or other programs like OT out of Bismarck, like if there's things like that, I think that's such a great way to access and utilize these ambassadors.
That is one of the greatest benefits because they are utilized. People reach out to them and they do go out to coffee, have lunch with them and kind of talk to them about what Billings is, the things that they can do to get involved. And they all have a very good, finger pulse on what's happening, which is really great. The Billings Works team was really strategic in picking those ambassadors. And so, it's a wonderful, wonderful program. So you kind of touched on it, you've got a part for people who are looking to come to Billings. And then you also have pieces that even the Billings community here can tap into. So what are some ways that just the locals here can continue to be involved? Sometimes I see a lot of people tagging Better Off in Billings. So talk to us a little bit about how you can get involved that way.
Yeah, so I think a couple things. One, from the standpoint of like social media, tagging us, hashtags are wonderful. We love to see that too, but we don't get notified when you use our hashtag. Like we can see it because we follow hashtag Better Off in Billings, but tagging us, if you're in Billings, tagging us in your stories, we're pretty active on that page. So we always want to share what you're doing. If, it's a business account, so if you use more generic kind of music and add us as like a collaborator on your post, we would love that. And it's giving that person credit for the cool video, but it's just really showcasing some cool things in the community. I would say if you're a business person listening to this, or, you do a lot of talent recruitment, or you're in that HR realm within your organization, on the website, we have a talent attraction side. So it's in the upper right. I'm so bad at lefts and rights. Ever since I was a kid.
I have to feel my knobby.
I have a really big scar, so I have to feel. I'm like, well, I'm left-handed. But anyways, I've always struggled. I don't know why. But anyways, so we have a talent attraction side. And this is a really cool feature on the site because this is really where we highlight a lot of those programs in addition to like other community partners websites, but the chamber has a really great relocation guide. DBA has some really cool things. Visit Billings has a great visitor guide. And we've gotten a lot of stock photography of Billings. So we house like the Billings stock photography, right? And we're always looking to add to that. But on this back end side, it really is just, so we have logos, brand files, photography, data, statistics, and infographics, community videos, and then community guides and resources. And I think what's really cool with this part of the site is you can build your own recruitment materials, because we know in today's day and age, when we are putting together materials or trying to attract talent, we are also attracting them to the community. So we're not just attracting them and showcasing them X organization because they're interviewing there. They probably maybe have a significant other and, family that's coming too. And so how do we make sure that they're a great fit for the whole community? Yeah. And we really show them what not only that organization has to offer, but what the community has to offer. And I think that's where we come in. It's like, hey, you're great at recruiting for your organization. Let us help you and give you Billings assets to help really showcase all that our community has to offer as Montana City. So within this toolkit, talent attraction side, you kind of can build your own tools within that to target and make it work best for your organization. We've seen people use the data, statistics, and infographics and presentations that they're doing at colleges, for dental, medical, things like that, engineering, if you're doing a class type presentation. We've also seen people use those statistics and follow-up emails to clients. We see them link the video, link the page, send some of the digital PDFs, share the community guides, like the relocation guide that the chamber puts together. So I just think it's a build your own. And I think that's really great for organizations because they can then tailor, if someone's super into shopping or hiking, like the one significant other likes the hiking, the other likes the shopping, you can kind of give them information that's targeted for those off of this site. So I think that's really cool.
Or maybe if they're like me and they don't like hiking, you could just give me the shopping and food recommendations.
Yeah, same. I'm like, where's the shopping? Where am I eating? But yeah. Where can I do an easy day hike like twice a year?
Exactly. Yeah. Well, and I just love it, like just what to do, the day plans, what to do a day in Billings. Like I would do that. Like I could look that up and go, well, what is like an ideal day of Billings, right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So I really like that. I love the blogs that you can read from people who live here in the community, and then they're able to give their own insights on different things because like everybody has different interests. And so you can look through that and kind of start getting a better feel of the different things in the community. And so really making sure that this community is the right one for you too. So I just think it's super powerful. We've had a lot of, we had the RVU medical school come in. And so that, I know they utilize that to help the students take a chance and go, hey, come to Billings. This is the first year we're open here. Come here. Here's what benefits that you have. Here's ways that you can get connected. I mean, these are young professionals just starting out in, their medical education. And so it's, what kind of things can they do, especially with the load, the education load that they're going to have. So it's really awesome. I really appreciate what you guys worked on there. It's been amazing. We're going to take a second to hear a message from our sponsor and then come back for one surprise question.
Thank you to Big Sky Economic Development for supporting the Vault at 201 North Broadway. Big Sky Economic Development provides leadership and resources for business creation, expansion, retention, new business recruitment, and community development. If you are starting a business, growing or expanding your business, diversifying your customer base, or maybe you're looking for business trainings to attend to continue to learn and grow, they're excited and here to help. Even if you're thinking of relocating your company into Billings, they're a resource for you. BSED also provides resources for community development initiatives by planning, partnering, and managing projects and administering grants for redevelopment and placemaking. Their workforce development program brings together industry and education partners to anticipate and respond to community workforce needs. And they provide talent attraction and retention resources for your business to use under the community brand Better Off in Billings. BSED's Rock 31 program is focused on helping startups thrive. And in their location in downtown Billings, they have 2 floors dedicated to co-working and additional spaces throughout their building open to the community to host their meetings, events, and trainings. Visit bigskyeconomicdevelopment.org. Again, that's bigskyeconomicdevelopment.org, or follow them on Facebook and LinkedIn.
All right, Marcel. I know this wasn't in the plan, but I'm adding it in.
Okay.
Because why not? If we're going to talk about being better off in Billings, what is your favorite thing to do in Billings?
What's my favorite thing?
Or you can say if you can't do one,
okay,
you can do 3. Yeah.
Okay. So there's a couple things, I think. One, I think just like if I'm thinking of what I like to do as me, not like with my husband, or even with my husband, I love our local coffee shops. I love Black Dog Coffee.
Love Black Dog.
They are my favorite. I will put that out there. So I love going to them. I love the different locations and atmospheres. I think if you're looking for just like a fun afternoon, winter or summer, City Vineyard is such a fun atmosphere. And we just attended one of their wine tasting courses. And because they sell out so quickly, I like called immediately and got in, and we hope to do more of those, like so much fun. I also think that just the proximity to quick little day trips is really unique. So like going to Yellowtail in the summer to go boating is really fun. But I think Billings has a lot of things going on all the time. We've got great cultural things, but I think the things I enjoy the most are the unplanned like weekend activities of maybe it is just going to City Vineyard for a drink, or going to breakfast at Black Dog, or going to do the saunas at Onyx Wellness. Like I love those. Those are some of my favorite things I think to do.
Awesome. I love it. I'm going to answer
eating.
too.
Yeah. I was like, you have to tell us. And I'm like, and then my other thing that I'll keep adding.
Yeah.
Eating is important to me, and shopping. So I love shopping at our local boutiques. I think Joy of Living is really fun. Apricot Lane, Something Chic, Rock House are a few of my favorites to just like shop at and get, great things from local boutiques. It's a ton of fun, and I enjoy shopping, so those are fun places for me.
I love it. Well, Joy of Living has such unique gifts too, so it is so amazing because the item that you're giving, it's not something that you can get like anywhere else in town. So.
And if you need a gift, I just am like, I need a gift. I'm going to Joy of Living. And I'll find it. I don't know what I'm getting yet, but I'll find it.
It speaks to you.
Yeah.
You don't go in for something
Chris,
at Joy of Living. Joy of Living
have to listen.
Tells you what you need to take.
Exactly. Plus what you need for you.
Plus what you need for you.
What are your favorite things, Kayla?
Well, gosh, I love to eat. So for me, I just think Billings has such a robust food scene, and we've talked about it on numerous times. We've got James Beard nominated restaurants and chefs here, and so I would say some of my favorite things is just having for girls' night we go to Walkers, and we just get like appetizers, and we all just share them. And for me, they're super gluten friendly. I just love them. Just like a nice dinner out, the marble table, just absolutely love them. Like hands down, great food. Again, very gluten friendly. So for me, I love things like that. One of the things that I didn't like growing up is that we just didn't have things to do all the time. In Billings, there's always something to do. And so going to the Alberta Bear and seeing a show, going to a concert at the Metra, there's always craft fairs and things like that. So I like doing those kinds of things and getting out and kind of like, seeing what's out there. I don't know, just kind of doing some things that I never thought I would be doing, like going to see a Broadway show, like in Billings, Montana. I love doing things like that. So those would probably be some of my favorite things. And bingo, like going to a good bingo night out.
Bingo is fun.
We do have a lot of great bingo places.
Yeah, and trivia. My husband really likes trivia, so he'll host it sometimes, but I'm terrible at it. I can get like a food. I like come in clutch if it's like a Disney something or food. I'm like, oh, I got this one. If it's like music, movie, actor, I'm terrible. But
food,
there's so many trivia,
Disney,
bingo things to do. Yeah.
I would be food, Disney, and I would
You'd
definitely
be Harry Potter.
thrive. Yeah, on nerdy things like Harry Potter, some of the Marvels, Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit. Like that would be those would be my jam. So
there's so many things going on. I think it's just, and on Better Off in Billings, we really try to highlight our partners so that it makes it easy to find what's going on and these things that are going on in the community, that at least you can get started on Better Off in Billings. Absolutely. And we hope you take a link or a path and it takes you to where you want to be and the thing that you want to find.
Absolutely. And remember, there's always room for you here.
There's space for you. Yeah.
Be, grow, and play.
Yeah. Thanks, Kayla. This was fun.
Thanks.
And you guys can find us at Better Off in Billings on Facebook, Instagram. We do have a TikTok. We're not as active on that right now. So Instagram's the best. And then betteroffin.billings.org.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Marcel.
Bye.
Bye.
We hope you enjoyed this episode.
Make sure you are subscribed to The Vault at 201 North Broadway, wherever you podcast, including YouTube.
Connect with us on Facebook at The Vault at 201 North Broadway and Instagram at TheVault_201.
Don't forget to visit us at thevault at 201.com and subscribe to our newsletter.
We will see you next time.
Bye.